guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany and today I'm doing a video that's a paranormal experience video and it's about Bloody Mary. Now a lot of people can think differently about Bloody Mary. Like some people say it's real, some people say it's fake, some people just do it for the fun of it, like little kids do this type of things. And it's really creepy and sometimes it can be real. It just depends what type of way you do it. I don't know what can happen, but anyway, me and my friends did it and things did happen to us. Well, me in particular, because I was the one that was mostly scared, and apparently things happen if you're more afraid or like prone to it happening. And I could be paranoid at times, but it did happen to me and my best friends believed it because it did sort of happen to one of my other friends later on down the track, but it mostly happened to me. But anyway, going straight into the video, I was 13 years old, I was in the 9th grade, and it was just before the Easter break. Me and my best friends, we were locked in the gym bathroom, change rooms, whatever you want to call it, because we didn't like gym class and we stayed in the showers so we didn't get caught. And we just sort of like hung out in the middle of the floor and we were just talking and stuff and just relaxing because it was like 2 periods of gym class that we did not want to do, and when we stand around and talk to each other we just used to get in trouble and just get detention. So anyway, we decided we'd stay in there and like just keep quiet in there anyway. So they locked the bathroom doors after checking that everyone was out. Obviously they didn't do good enough like checking because we were locked in there. And so we all decided to sit on the floor in the big round area, and there's a big mirror, like a huge freaking mirror on the wall. And we were all just like sitting around laughing, just making plans for our little sleepovers, you know, just doing what we were doing. I was like the baby out of the group, so I guess that's probably why I was like the most scared. And anyway, we were just sitting there and it was probably about like half an hour into it. They're just like, oh my god guys, let's do Bloody Mary. And obviously at first I was like, yeah, let's do it, oh my gosh, you know, so much fun, you know, so interesting, oh my god, imagine if she comes out. Anyway, it started to get realer because my friends were like, okay, go and turn off the light. And to turn off the light you had to go down, like the room was here and then you had to go down a mini hallway to get to the door, so, and that was dark. And I was like, well, I'm not turning it off because I'm not going to turn it back on. But there was still like a few little skylights like coming from the windows, so it was alright. It wasn't like dark, it was just sort of dull. And so we turned off the lights and we stood there in a line. Anyway, so there was about 5 or 6 of us, I think. And we're all standing in this line across the mirror. And we decided to say Bloody Mary 3 times, and then you like spin around while saying it and you say please come out. And nothing happened. So we did it about 5 times. I don't know. Like idiots we were. And I started to get creeped out. Anyway, so my camera just decided to turn itself off again. Like, and this is really creeping me out because there's like sounds everywhere and my camera's just decided to turn itself off. Anyway, getting back into the story, we were in the bathrooms and we decided to just, you know, go onto Google and see what it came up with Bloody Mary on it. So we're looking through it and we came across this thing. It was like on this like spooky little website about like all these conspiracy theories. And we came across this one about Bloody Mary. And it said that if you do it and you hear like your name being called, you know, like when you're just like, oh my god, did someone call me? But no one called you. It starts off like that. So if you ever do Bloody Mary and you hear that, you know, be aware that, you know, something's going to happen to you. Anyway, a few days later we were back in gym class again, and this time we didn't go back into the, we didn't wait in there, we just went out and we were just talking to each other. And suddenly I hear my name being called across the gym. And I was like, guys, did you hear that? And they're like, hear what? And I was like, someone called my name. And they're like, no one called your name. And I was like, yes, they did. And they're like, no, they didn't. Stop freaking out. Like, no one called your name. Anyway, a few days later, it happened again. Someone had called my name, and it happened a few times leading up to the next week. And a week into the holidays, because we had a 2-week break, a week into the holidays, my best friends came over and we were just talking, and then we decided to watch horror movies like we were. And I'd forgotten about the Bloody Mary experience. And so I remembered it again and I started freaking out and I was like, do you guys remember like when we did that? And they're like, yeah, whatever. Horror movies, and we were talking about the whole Bloody Mary situation, and they're like, did anything happen to you? Did anything happen to you? And we were just like, no, nothing happened. And I was like, well, my name was called, that's all I know. And they're like, nothing's gonna happen. Anyway, a few days later after this had happened, me and my sister, we shared a room at the time, so we had bunk beds. And you know when you got that feeling when you wake up and you just feel like someone's looking at you, but you wake up for no reason? Well, I woke up, my blankets were at the foot of my bed, all my blankets were off me. I was laying still on my bed directly in front of me, and there was someone standing there with like their heads down, and like she had like long black hair. And I just stared back with wide eyes like, am I awake? Is this like actually happening, or am I dreaming it? So I pinched my fingers and like I dug my nails into my fingers, and I was awake. And I just stared at her. I was going to scream for my parents because they were in the next room, but I didn't do anything. I just stared directly, and the more I stared, the more she was coming closer. And I was like, what the heck? My sister's just like right under my bed, like, can't she see this? Anyway, like I closed my eyes shut for 10 seconds. And after that, I opened my eyes and looked to my side. There was no one there. But I was like really freaked out. I could not move my body, like my legs and like just would not move. The only things that were moving were my hands. And I was just like sitting there just like, what the heck happened? Anyway, I had my phone next to me, so I just rolled over onto my side and I checked the time, and it was in the 3 o'clock hour. So I decided to wake up my sister, and I was like, can I come sleep with you in your bed? And she's like, yeah, but you have to sleep like near the wardrobe or whatever, where the mirror was. And I was like, no, I'm not sleeping there. And the next day I was really freaked out. Like, I didn't want to go back into my room, and I told my best friends about it, and they're like, no, you didn't, like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And I explained the whole story to them, and they got freaked out thinking that it would happen to them. I told my parents, and they didn't believe me. And obviously they didn't believe, because like, who's gonna believe that? Anyway, so my cousin had like a few experiences with like all that sort of stuff, like getting into the creepy stuff. And so I told him, and he believed me. He really believed me, and he was like, don't ever mess with that sort of shit. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, we were just having fun at school, you know, mucking around. And he's like, never do that sort of stuff again. I'm warning you. And I was like, okay, whatever, like, chill. And anyway, a few weeks had gone by, and it was getting into like winter sort of type. And me and my sister, we were like really obsessed with Pretty Little Lies. So at the time, it was up to, I think, season 2 or something like that, or season 1, I don't know. But I had the season 1 DVD I had bought, and we wanted to do a marathon. And because we had to get up early for school, and when we came back, all we wanted to do was watch Pretty Little Lies. So I would set my alarm for 3 o'clock each morning, like 2:45, so we were out into the lounge room by 3. So we were out in there like in a really creepy hour. Anyway, I didn't take notice of it because I didn't know about that back then. All I knew was that was 12 o'clock midnight. Was like a freaky hour. Sitting there one day and we were watching Pretty Little Lies, and my mum caught me. And she goes, what are you two doing up at this time? You know, you've got school in the morning. And we were like, yeah, we were just like, we couldn't sleep, so we came out here, which we lied because we had been doing it the whole week. And she's like, don't do that, because like she tried to scare us, like trying to think we'll get freaked out and run back to the room. She's like, oh, you know, all the spirits are out right now, and like the ghosts, and like they're probably sitting with you watching TV, like you never know what could happen out there. And obviously I freaked out thinking back to the time, and I was like, well, I'm not going back to my room because that's where the freaking thing happened. And the next day my sister and I, we woke back up again, and we did the exact same thing, like laughing about what mum had said. And we were like teasing each other, and we decided we were hungry. So we went into the kitchen and we turned on the light. There was a light in the hallway room, and then there was light in the kitchen. And we were making sandwiches, and then we were like watching Pretty Little Lies, which the lounge room is like there. We were here, and then the hall room was there. We had the light on in there. And my sister and I, we just both looked to the side because we just felt creeped out. Walked past the door, and my eyes just widened. It was a person in like, it was like a gown, like a white gown, but it sort of trailed on the floor, and she had long black hair, and it was coming from to go outside. And I looked at the figure, and I was like, it had left. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck, did you see that? And she's like, yes. But the thing is, as it passed, it turned the light off. So we got really creeped out, and we're like, oh, it's probably mum, you know, in her dressing gown, just like, I don't know, taking the dogs to go to the bathroom. And so I was like, oh my god, she caught us again. But she never came and screamed at us, so I found that really weird. And thinking in the back of my mind, I was still thinking, you know, thinking of what it was, like Bloody Mary. And let's go check if it was mum. So I turned on the light, like I don't even know if, I can't remember how I did it because I was freaked out, but I just walked there and turned the light on and I checked the back door and it was locked. And the dogs were in the lounge, so I was like, wait, we didn't even see them walk past us. And so I went to my parents' room and my mum and dad was sleeping and I was like, no, that was her like leaving. Like my parents are sleeping, the dogs are in the lounge with us watching TV. We just saw her leave. And I was really freaked out. So the next morning I did not go out to the lounge and watch a movie. I was just really freaked out. And other things happened from that time. Like I just feel really freaked out. I'll never do that sort of stuff again because I was really stupid back then. But we just did it for the fun of it, you know. Just a little warning, if you want to do that sort of stuff, like be prepared because you'll start hearing things differently, you'll start seeing things differently and you will get freaked out. Anyway, that happened to me a few years ago and I've never forgotten it. I don't like to sleep in that room anymore. Thank God it is not my room anymore. It's the spare room. My room is down the other end of the house and when I do sleep in the spare room, I'm always freaked out because there's freaky noises. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be more paranormal experience videos coming. Just let me know when you want to see them because there's a lot and there is one recently that happened about 2-3 months ago, just after Halloween, with my sister that happened in her bedroom and now she's like fully aware of things that can happen and it's really creepy and this time I took it as a joke thinking it wasn't real until I realised that it was real and there was something in her bedroom. It freaked me out. Like right now I don't even want to go near her room, which is right next to my room. It's really creepy. Her room just freaks me out. Like there's so many weird things happening, so I will get her to be in the next video. Just let me know when you want to see it. Yeah, the next video will be kind of more creepy on like the what the heck sort of side because it still blows my mind how creepy it was and it's just really creepy. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, that one's coming. And then there's another one connected to the Bloody Mary story which happened just before she left, if you want to call it that. I don't know. Something else happened and it was in the lounge room. So I'll tell that one in my next videos coming up. Just let me know if you guys want to hear more of these stories and they are real. I'm not making this one up. Like I would never forget it. I can still picture it. Like it was the most creepiest thing. Just don't do it. If you're like thinking about wanting to, I don't know, do Bloody Mary with your friends like on a sleepover or something like that, don't do it because if you do it the proper way like we did, it can end up badly and to us it is real because we saw it. I don't know if I fully believe in those things because I find it interesting but I'm too freaked out to like go any further with those type of things and yes I keep hearing noises so I'm just freaking out, but it's just my dogs. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Like and comment for more videos. Let me know what you want to see on my channel and I hope to see you guys next time. So if you want to see more videos like this and hear some more really freaky stories that happen after this, stick around and I hope see you guys in my next video.